Welcome to Ophiuchus Tarot. We are back again with another channel message for the collective. But before we jump right in and get started, I just want to take a moment, say hi and welcome to new subscribers. I am so happy to have you on board with us. Thank you for becoming part of the Ophiuchus tribe. As always, it is an absolute honor and blessing to read for each and every single one of you. That being said, we're going to jump in. You know, before I got started this morning, I automatically heard straight out the gate is what's the vibe or the story between you and your person. So I have a feeling that's what's coming out today in this new deck of cards here. So we're just going to hop in and see. As I was shuffling the deck pre-shuffle, we ended on masked, hiding, concealing, and deception. So could be something, right? If this person has been hiding anything from you, I feel like you have a hunch about that already. But we'll come back to that if it comes back out. So we have Narcissist is the first card that flew out here. We have egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. And I heard fragile ego. So, all right, let's see. You could be dealing with a narcissist type of character here. This person could be two-faced. Wishful thinking. I don't feel like, I was going to say I don't feel like it's on your part, but it could be. You could be seeing all the potential in this person and hoping that they kind of rise to it or they step into it. It's like you see who they could be. And I feel like I don't want to fault you for seeing the good in people and who they can become. But there's one thing we should always be warned. I hear be forewarned. Seeing the potential in someone and dating them because you see the potential can be very dangerous for you. Only because they never ever have to rise to meet your expectations of who you know they could become, right? If they themselves don't see it, they never have to rise to be anything more than they are in this now moment. Always take a person at face value. What you see in this now moment, who they actually are, right? Because they never have to grow and expand from there. They can always just stay as they are, right? We automatically assume because we are growers and expanders that everyone else wants that too. It's not necessarily so. So I could see how maybe this could be your wishful thinking. It's like you see who they could be, or they show you this shiny jewel-like person. They tell you who they are, but I don't know if this person just doesn't live up to that. Or now I don't know if this person is here with you now or kind of on their way in your direction, because I feel like they're going to try and make themselves look very shiny, very attractive, something that you really want, right? I hear fish hook. So it's like that bright, shiny lure at the end of the fish hook that's being, dangled right in front of your face. They do that purposely, right? They want to catch you hook, line, and sinker, right? Because you are what they portray themselves to be. You are shiny. You are fantastic. You are, you're something to see, right? And they walk around as if they are also something to see, but it's masked, right? It hides a bunch of fragile ego and insecurities, right? This person may, I hear play both sides. So this person may play both sides. They may put you down to other people because they have to protect their fragile ego. So it's like if you change your mind and you're not interested in them, they can say it's because you weren't good enough, right? And that protects them in some way as they move forward, right? But when they talk to you and they're spending time with you, they kind of boost you up, right? They want to make you feel, they love bomb you. They want to make you feel really good about yourself. Now, listen, this doesn't have to be a potential lover, although I do feel like for the majority of you, it is. For some of you, this is a friend who is coming in, wants to kind of get in your energy because they can benefit from being there. There are new opportunities. They're opportunist, right? So new opportunities coming in to be in your energy, right? There's something they can gain from it. Let's see. Yeah, this person's got some really toxic ways about them. They may have outside toxic habits, which may add to the way that they move and behave, right? Could influence that greatly. I feel like wherever this person goes, they just create chaos. They come in looking one way. Look at this golden egg. They come in looking like the golden egg. I feel like you are the golden egg, but they come in matching that, or matching that look, right? But I feel like they create that upheaval, that disaster, that downfall wherever they go. They kind of sprinkle that toxicity, and it kind of pollutes the environment around them. So I don't know if they realize it or not, or they see, to me, this person is standing in a place of survival. This is the way they survive, getting through life, getting through their days. For you, you realize there's a better way, right? You get through by shining, by expanding, by growing, by learning, right? This person would have a heck of a hard time being wrong about anything in front of anyone. I feel like you, on the other hand, it's okay. You know that, you're wrong sometimes. You learn, you grow, you expand, right? And you keep it moving. This person is not like that at all. This person may also have legal troubles right now. They may be hopeful that you can help them through some of these things, or at least take their side is what I hear. It's like, take their side and vouch for them. They're a great person. This person just needs everyone else to adopt their delusion. It's like the way they see themselves, or the way that they're projecting themselves. They need everybody else to be on board with that, or they don't feel secure. And I feel like that's why they hop in and out of situations, in and out of people's lives. It's like, as soon as they feel like they're caught, they're gone, right? They don't stick around. So hopefully this happens quicker rather than not, because I feel like you could have a faster healing process or turnover in your life. Like I said, they create a little chaos where they go. If you happen to recognize this before it actually fully comes into your life, I feel like you can make the necessary adjustments. I feel like for the majority of you, you will. You'll recognize this type of energy straight out the gate, because I feel like it doesn't take long to realize that this person's energy is off. Right? And I feel like as soon as that goes up, there's those red flags and those alarm bells go off, right? This person may want to drag you out to, into the nightlife. It's like gamble. Like, again, I get that. Not that this is a bad thing. If you want to go out with friends every once in a while and you want to enjoy this type of life, right? That's different. I feel like this is someone who, this is their normal haunts, is what I hear. Striptease, so, could go to clubs and things like that, could gamble a lot. Vegas might be, or, Atlantic City, or different places to gamble, casino boat cruises, like wherever they go, right? Might be their normal thing. They might always go to the, I was going to call it something. They might always go to these, bars, right? The special ones. They might always go and spend their time there and spend their money there, right? I feel like there's also toxic habits that go along with this, like too much drink or too much partying with other substances. And I hear not the legal ones, so it could be something else like that as well. I feel like if that's part of the equation, this person hides that very, very well. This might be that person that does their 9 to 5. It could be lawyer, doctor, they're not exempt from the toxicities and habits that kind of flow out there, right? So it's like, I feel like you might not be able to clock this in this person right away. And that's for some. Listen, these are all on a vibrational scale. Every reading that I put out here is on a vibrational scale. I am given the highest, most hectic story, right? And you could have lesser versions of it, but Spirit gives me the top of the energy to get out here. So that way, because there are certain people that hit the top of that energy, right? So not to exclude anyone, you may experience certain parts of this in a lesser fashion, but this is something that may be coming in your direction with a new person coming into your life. Like I said, doesn't have to be a significant other or an opportunity for that, although I do feel like for the majority of you it could be that. For others, this is a new friend who kind of, I hear bad behavior, bad behavior. It's like they want you to co-sign their BS when it comes to their bad behavior. Or they want you to make it seem like their bad behavior is not all that bad, because if you do it, then how bad could it be, right? Because they view you to be good, and that's why they want to align with you in the first place, right? I want to say stay strong in your resolve as far as what you will and won't do and what you will and won't tolerate. I feel like that's going to be really important. Boundaries are so important when it comes to this reading in particular, because if you have boundaries and you stay strong in those boundaries, this person is going to walk in as quickly or walk out as quickly as they've walked in, is what I hear. Because, you know, if you are unmovable, then they can't manipulate you and they're gone, right? They're off to the next. They're looking for easy targets. You may appear to be an easy target, especially if you have a soft heart, you're very kind. You can be those things and still not tolerate the BS. And I feel like that's what they didn't clock in you in the beginning, right? This person could be drowning in their own troubles that they cause. I feel like if you kind of wrap yourself in with this person, you could feel that sense of drowning in over your head, overextend yourself to help this person. They are going to bring you sob story after sob story. And you have to be very mindful of that, right? There's a difference between somebody who's really going through it and somebody who is always projecting that they're going through it, right? And I feel like you'll know by the genuine energy that whether they are or they're not, right? I don't know why that wouldn't come out properly, but all right. Hopefully you got what I was saying. All right, let's see. This channel is a little all over the place, and I feel like that's purposeful. My energy feels like it's being pulled this way and being pulled this way. And then I heard just so they can pull the wool over your eyes, they're going to be pulling you and tugging you in different directions, almost kind of like disorienting you. And they do that. Yeah, I hear trickery. They do that so that way they can pull the strings. They become the puppet master, right? Yeah, Spirit is saying you have to gain your freedom from these types of people when they come in. If you get wrapped up in it, I want to say don't berate yourself. Don't be upset with yourself. Sometimes these people, these types of people, or these people with this type of energy, they're really good at what they do, right? They're really convincing. I want to say that, you know, they've practiced that throughout their life. So I want to say they fool a lot of people, not just you, right? Cutting ties is probably, yeah, cutting ties, recharge, breathe. It says let go, clear your mind. I feel like that's what you're going to need. If you walk away from this person after you spend time with them one evening out, like maybe you do go on a night out with this person, they convince you to go, and you feel exhausted, absolutely, completely, utterly drained and exhausted. I feel like take note of that. Take note of the people who energetically drain you dry. That's not a good sign, right? And I feel like the more we kind of tune into how we're feeling after we spend time with people, the better equipped we are to handle everything that comes our way. It's like we just see it for what it is, right? And I feel like this person may be very, very salty about you backing off or cutting ties. They may, like I said, two-faced energy. In the beginning, I do hear them blasting your name or saying you're this, or they might be projecting as well, telling people that you're the bad influence, you're the one that wanted this, and you're the one that told them to do this, and then you dropped them and you created a mess for them in their life. You know what I mean? I just feel like they would be the first to say that you did all of those things that they did to you, right? This person could be coming in as soon as today. I want to say they may come in with these good, happy vibes, like party fun vibes, right? They might be like one of those spur of the moment type energies. It's like, hey, let's do this, or hey, let's do that. And they may be really fun in the beginning. And that's kind of how they, yeah, I hear hook, line, and sinker. That's how they rope you in. And then before you know it, you're stagnant, you're stuck, you're stuck in this person's toxic web, right? And I hear web of lies. So I'm not surprised with that narcissistic energy. I heard it's time to go. They will delay you on your path, and it could happen if you don't clock it soon enough. Spirit on deck here. I hear it's time to take notes. Take note, again, I hear, of the way these people make you feel after you spend time with them, right? If you feel like you need a vacation away after you spend time, like an evening out that was supposed to be relaxing and fun, you feel like you need a vacation from that, or a vacation after your vacation, it's probably not the healthiest of situations, right? Yeah. Distance, create some distance. This person could be very, very clingy. The person that calls you all the time, or I want to say, if you're with them in a crowd, they kind of like hang on to you, or I don't know, it's got that, if you're out with them, you can't sit and chat with someone else. This might be one of those people that it's like, no, you're my friend. It's like, I'm allowed to have other friends, but you have to just be my friend. It's like they may get angry if you split your time and you're conversing with someone else in the group, right? I feel like this person might have that type of energy. They may get very angry with you and lash out if you are smiling and laughing with somebody else because you're their friend. But they're allowed to go over here and talk to this one and that one, but you're not allowed to shine. It's like they're going to want to dull you. They're going to want to minimize you out in public. They may say things, oh, it was only a joke. It was only a joke, but they're minimizing you in front of a group of people, right? This is the type of energy that I'm getting because, like I said, they feel like, yeah, I hear pull the wool over your eyes. They make you think that they're a good person. I am hearing be forewarned one more time. This person may ask you about the things that hurt you. And I want to say very early on, they may ask you about the things that bother you, upset you, what you went through. What they do is they store that away in that mind. That is ammo for their arsenal later. They will utilize those things and play upon those weaknesses to make you feel small. And the more they dim your light and the more that you shut down, the happier they get. And I know that's an extreme thing, but it happens over time. And it's not something that I feel like you realize until you're in a bad place. And then you're saying to yourself, what happened to me? This was not who I was, right? What happened? And I feel like everything starts to become clear. So before it gets to that point, I want to say be very, very careful and mindful about what you share with people, especially when it comes to your weaknesses. Again, I just hear ammo for your arsenal. And that's how they trap you. Maybe it's like a blackmail type of thing. I don't love that energy either, but I feel like these types of people are not above that type of energy or behavior, right? Yeah, they want you to be stuck with no options. We have psychopath energy, abusive, conniving, unpredictable. So I just want to say, keep a lookout. Eyes wide open, collective. This type of person could be coming in, or you could be already in this energy and realizing it and seeing it for what it is right now and trying to get yourself out. Like I said, these are timeline things. I don't know where you are on the scale of things, how bad or how minor it is, nor where on the scale in the beginning of it, the middle of it, or the end of it that you are, right? These are general, like I said. So I am kind of getting, you could be anywhere on this timeline here. Anything else the collective really needs to know, Spirit, before we close this reading out today? A little bit heavier energy, but I feel like it had to come out. Again, I hear just to be forewarned. Envy. This person is very envious of you, the light that you are. That's why they tried to, I hear, systematically take you down peg by peg by peg. They see all the possibilities that you have in your life, and they think that you don't deserve them, but they do. There's an inflated sense of self, like I should be first in line, even when I get there late type of energy. Does that make sense to you? These possibilities for a big, bright, beautiful future, you don't deserve them. They feel like because they've heard about it from you, that's what they deserve. You shouldn't get that, right? They won't say it out loud, of course, but they'll make you feel that way for sure. Longing. This person's going to say that they're missing you, especially after you walk away from them. They're going to go from, they're going to try the sweet way back in first. For those of you who are pulling out of situations like this, they're going to try the sweet way back. And when that doesn't work and you set that boundary that person's just not for you, it's like you wish them well, you hope they do well, but, over there, right? And that's healthy. That's okay. That's necessary, right? Especially when you're looking after yourself, right? You're protecting your own energy and your peace. Super important in this lifetime. They're not going to like that. And I feel like they're going to try the easy route first. Just kind of buttering you up and trying to get back in. I don't know if they love the people around you. Like I said, I feel like with you comes opportunity. With you comes, I want to say it's like infinite pour of good energy, because I don't know, maybe you're on that higher end vibrationally. I feel like the majority of you are, and they get that full boost of juice every time they're around you vibrationally. And that might be why you feel so drained dry at the end. And when the niceties don't work, that's when they get nasty. That's when they get two-faced. That's when they utilize the things you told them before as ammo for their arsenal, right? So Spirit is saying, just be careful out there. Beware of who you trust. Really take your time in getting to know people, especially before you give them personal information or talk about the battles, right? That you've faced and that maybe you're still facing. I want to say maybe not the ones you've already faced and conquered, but perhaps the ones that you feel like you're still fighting, right? You're still in the midst of that. I would keep that close to my chest if I were you. Anything else? Yeah, this person, they're going to go from the niceties to pretending like you've really injured them. You've injured their ego, but they're going to make it seem like you've injured their heart. So to pull on your heartstrings first, and then they'll go to the war tactics, right? This person is karmic. They teach you lessons. They have you instill your boundaries and make sure your boundaries are snug and fit where they belong. I feel like some of you are going to clock this at the door and shut it down real quick. I feel like some of you will be halfway in and then realize that this is leading down a negative road and you're out of there. Then the tactics will step in. For some of you, you've been in it way too long and it's time to really make a break for it. And I feel like you might get the brunt of the most of the energy there. This person will wrap themselves in with your friend group, your family members. They may even say negative things to your family members about you, trying to make you seem a certain kind of way, whether you're unstable or like, I just hear all sorts of things like mentally unstable, and then your family worries, and then this person's, they've got your best interests at heart. You need to really confide in this person, right? I just feel like this person will weave themselves into a lot of different parts of your life. So it is hard to really uproot this person once they're in. And I feel like if you know, you know, right? So be careful out there, collective. That's all I'm going to say. So what's the vibe? What's the story? You've got a dangerous soul that may be coming in your direction. And this is not to frighten you. It is, in fact, to keep you on high alert. So that way you can recognize it when it's coming in. You can see it for what it is very clearly. I'm not saying everybody that's coming in your direction that's new is going to carry this energy. I feel like you'll know it when you feel it. So I'm going to put it like that. So there's no worry, no fear. We're not going to put that fear out there in the collective. This is only just for you and your clarity. So you know what's coming, and when it comes, if it comes for you, and this is your reading, you know how to handle it, right? You know how to maneuver it so you can sidestep the crazy, right? Because I feel like that's what this person's going to bring in with them. Yep. I'm not surprised to see that this one didn't want to come up off the board. They feel like they should be there, right? Wherever you are, they feel like they should be there, front and center. That's the type of energy that this person's got. All right, we're going to hop in here. Let's see, your initials, their initials, and any other messages that may channel through here. All right, we've got one standing. It is a G. So first, middle, last name could be yours, could be theirs. Or it could symbolize something else. I feel like if you know, you know, that's for you. There's an E that was sitting high, your initials, their initials, right? An O, an E, and a T. And you might not feel like you have something that anybody could gain, but this person looks at you. I feel like this person recognized, this would be the type of person to recognize your shine way before you do. And I feel like that's the thing. They're going to recognize you shine, you glow, you have something that they want. I don't know what it is, but there is something, right? You might not feel like you have any certain thing that somebody would want, but you'd be surprised. Again, like I said, a lot of times they see your greatness before you do yourself. I hear timing, and something about triggers as well. It's like, yeah, I heard this person plays the game very, very well. It's like systematically, I heard timing is key and crucial, and it felt like it was on their scheming end. It's like when to trigger you, when to soothe you, when to trigger you, and when to soothe you. It's like they want to trigger you in front of a crowd or in front of an audience, and then soothe you afterwards. It's like they need to make you appear like you are unhinged in some way. And that's for when it starts getting pretty bad. I feel like they're going to test, I hear break test you. So it's like they may try little tiny things that you think, oh, that was just a weird moment. They build up to their big antics, right? This is something where they test you over and over and over again to see what they can get away with. This is like an ornery child who likes to see how far they can get before they get in trouble, right? That's how they gauge what tactics to use. They're never not about their tactics. This is the way that this person maneuvers through life. They don't know another way, I feel like. It's like they're always coming from a situation where they were the victim. There was a huge tower moment. They got kicked out of their house. They got kicked out of the friend group. They got kicked out of, it's like the family. They don't want them around. Or, but I feel like what they won't tell you is everything that they caused to make everything fall down with the people that they love. You know, I heard something like stealing credit cards and taking money out of someone's purse, right? I hear stealing from someone's coffers. So it's like taking things out of their house to sell it, right? It's got that thief type energy as well attached to it. So that could be for some. You may have really nice things. They may want to take your nice things. Say you got yourself a new bag. That new bag could go missing. New pair of shoes. Those shoes could go missing, right? Your jacket. They loved it. And all of a sudden you just cannot find it, right? I'm hearing things like that. And then they'll sit and they'll look around. They'll help you look for it too when they know they've got it at their place, right? Or they've got it in their bag. I hear be careful with jewelry and things like that. Like if you put your rings or your necklaces, you hang it on a little thing or on the nightstand in a little tray, I'm saying it's like be careful with that stuff as well. I heard not to be trusted. So like I said, we get the extreme and we also have lesser versions of this. So, you know, just be mindful. All right, let's see. What else do we have for the collective? What do we have for the collective? I have something sticking to my nail. A music note. All right. You know, I heard song signs. You may be getting like warning signs through music as well. You may hear certain songs like ones that involve cheating. If this is a potential lover, right, coming in and, you know, because they do all this kind of crazy antics as well. You could be hearing songs like, I keep hearing that song, It Wasn't Me, in my head. So they could be that type of person where they're, you know, serial cheater, right? And they keep telling you, no, it's not me. I wasn't doing that, right? Even though you've seen it with your own two eyes. I don't do those things, right? So music may have something for you. It's like, it may remind you of the person. You may get something in the song and you're like, wait a minute. I want to say trust those nudges because Spirit is trying to speak that way. We do have angels on deck here, especially when it comes to romance. I want to say if this is a possible romantic connection, I feel like Spirit's going to try to give you the utmost clarity very, very quickly as well with that sun there. They want you to see the truth of it. The reason this person comes for you is because you are unique, you are different, you stand out for some reason, and they want to be in your energy. They don't want to just be in your energy, they want to own your energy for themselves. It's like, I hear endless store of energy. You might be that type of vibrational match for them where they can just siphon and siphon to their little heart's desire is what I hear. Yeah. You do shine. You shine like a star. There's something about you. You've got that forward movement. You've got a lot of love to give. And some of them, they want to drown in that love. They don't want to give any back. They don't want to have any responsibility in giving back, but they want to be bathed in it. They want to just soak it all in. So that's for some as well. They want to take your star power. Do you see how this star is hollow? It's like, when you first start in this type of relationship, you're a whole star. And then by the end of it, there's just a faint glow until you get yourself back on your feet and then that fills in again. This might be a situation that you've already experienced. And I want to say to the utmost effect, it's like you understand what I'm talking about. If that's so, and you've listened all the way through, and this is not something that's coming for you, but something you've already experienced, because that could be for some, I feel like Spirit is allowing you to just listen in because it's showing you how far you've come. And I want to say throughout your healing process. So that's for some as well. Yeah, we've got a lot of wings on deck. We've got wings here, wings here. I feel like you're being protected along the way. Yeah, your depth. Your depth is something that draws these types of people in. Again, you look like an easy target. You've got love that's deep. You've got kindness, and you pour onto people, right, with that mermaid energy. And I feel like, yeah, there's that big toxicity. And I feel like I hear this person's a walking red flag. So for some of you, you're going to see it right out the gate. What are you? What are you? Oh, it's a bunny. Okay. I hear I'm late. So I almost kind of feel like if you've been in this situation, it's time to go. You've been sitting in it too long. And I see the rabbit getting up and he's trying to, like, he's hopping on one foot trying to get you to follow. Like Alice in Wonderland. It's like, come on, we've got to go. You've been in this too long. It's too late, right? It's too late to save it. It's too late to kind of stick around for a very important date. And I feel like date with your own destiny and your healing process if that's necessary, right? Yeah, a lot of growth. If you're in this and you're coming out of it, you've got a lot of growth up ahead. And I feel like you'll get to a certain place where you're so happy that you have healed so much and you'll be so far from where you've been. Look at this. We've got 2 snowflakes. When I say you're a really unique soul, I feel like that's what drew this person to you. I do want to say, if you've gone through this and you're still feeling a little empty, just know that they didn't take, I mean, they may have taken you away from yourself for a while, but you can always dive back in and become who you're meant to become. No better time to start than now, right? So I want to say they can't take away from you the beautiful heart that you have within unless you let them win, right? I just feel like you can become who you need to be. And I feel like you will eventually find the right type of match. If this was a romantic thing and you thought this was your person, it's okay. I feel like you will eventually find your match, right? So don't worry about it now. It could be just up ahead, maybe after the healing process, right? All right. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be hope. It's like, if you've gone through this in the past, there is hope for the future. You will have the type of love that you're searching for. The right type of match is out there. I don't want you to be deterred away from love if you've had an experience like this. It's like the fear of not stepping into something like this again can be very, very large, right? It can be one of those things that really halts the growth and the movement forward. I get it. No judgment, right? Yeah, I hear you could be getting communication from this Joker very soon, whether masculine or feminine. Doesn't matter. This person could be masculine or feminine in this crazy energy. And I want to say they're looking to bring you into their chaos. And I feel like you're looking to bring them into your calm. But if they start introducing chaos into your calm is going to go right out the window. So like I said, be mindful. It's like, I feel like you really do step into things like this with a mind to help someone, because you have that big, beautiful heart. So Spirit's saying, just, I hear, hold up, wait a minute, see the truth of it first before you step in. Yeah. I saw someone fall down. Okay, let me explain this because it sounds kind of morbid, but it's not. What's his name from that movie? Why can't I think outside of a channel? Billy Butcherson, when he lays down, when he falls back down into the grave after everything's said and done. And I just saw with a flower, like he's finally able to rest. And I do feel like at the end of this, you'll finally find your peace again. So I said all that to say that. But that's what I'm getting. You finally find your peace at the end, and the toxicity kind of, I hear it's always spoken for itself, but I feel like it becomes very, very clear. That red flag is very, very clear. All right, collective, be careful out there. That is what I have for you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to become part of this Ophiuchus tribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.